cousins.
I'm your Captain Rochelle.
And I'm your junior captain Josiah. And today we're talking about which is better, birth certificates or passports.
So many of you have asked, can I travel with a birth certificate or is it better to get the passport? So we're going to dive all into that to get you ready to go on your 2027 Cousins. Go down some questions that some of you may have, and hopefully I can answer them all because I went through things so you don't have to. So let's go down with what's better, the passport or a birth certificate. This is a closed loop cruise, meaning it's leaving a U.S. state port and returning to that same port. So it's called a closed loop, which means you can travel with your birth certificate and a photo ID alone. Or you can travel with the passport. So let's go through some tips that you may find useful.
Here's a quick tip, parents. You should get your children a passport. It's easier to travel with.
The reason that people like a passport over a birth certificate is because when you get to the port, there's usually two lines, a line for everyone that has a passport and a line that for everyone that has a birth certificate. The line with the birth certificate goes slower because they have to dissect it more and make sure it's correct, make sure it's not a copy, make sure that it's real and legit. So it's a little more dissecting when you have a birth certificate because there's nothing really on there to really scan per se. So with a passport, as you get closer to sailing time, there's going to be like 2 weeks to 4 weeks out that you're going to upload your information with your passport and have it on there. So where to apply for a passport? So some people say that if you're in Florida, some people have went to the Coral Springs Mall. Some people say they went to the courthouse on Pine Island Road. Miramar has an upcoming walk-in process for passports, or some people may even apply through the post office. So check your local city, your local county of the different places that you can apply for the passport. At the end of this video, I will list the different places that you can apply for a passport. How long does receiving your passport take after you have sent it off or applied for it? Some people have said they have received it as early as 4 weeks or 6 weeks. They do have an option to rush it. I wouldn't suggest to rush it. Someone that's going on the cruise has applied for their passport and they're getting it already. Like they got the notification within 3 to 4 weeks that they should receive it. So it's a pretty good turnaround right about now. There are spurts of moments when you should apply for a passport to get it back quickly. Whenever there's a high travel time, I wouldn't suggest that. Obviously, summer is very busy because everybody's going somewhere, or anything that has a big break between adults and kids. That's your high time of passport, and that's what slows it up. Is everybody is trying to do something. So start applying now. Don't wait too late. But of course, you want to have it and just have it on hand already in your possession. So apply as soon as possible, or you have a little time to wait. I wouldn't say wait, but if you apply the beginning of next year, you'll still have time to receive it. But just do not wait until 2 or 3 months before it's time to cruise to try to apply for your passport. You don't want to take that chance. So get on that as soon as possible. What if you recently get married, or if you've gotten married within the last 10 years before it's time for your travel? So that happened to me before. I applied for my passport. My last name was my maiden name. And then I got married, went on a trip without the passport having my married name. So I just brought like your marriage certificate. So if your name is different on your passport and you've gotten married, or your name has changed for whatever reason, you just bring both identifications and you should still be able to get on the cruise. So make sure you have both documents. It's real simple. It's not really as hectic as you think. They just look at both forms to see why you had a name change or why your name doesn't match. Now, what if you need to get a passport for a child, but you and the other parent are not together? So there's a specific form that you have to fill out. For instance, if maybe you're separated from the other parent, live in a different state, or if the other parent is incarcerated, there's a particular form that you have to fill out based on your situation of a parent or two parents trying to fill it out for a child's passport. So, in one scenario, both of you need to apply together in person when it comes to a child that's under the age of 18. If for any reason that other parent is unavailable, whether they live in a different state, incarcerated, or just not able to sign off on documents in person, then there is an exclusion to the rule of how you can get their passport. Here's some scenarios if the parent is unavailable. If their whereabouts are known and they're able to fill out the form, then they can provide you with the photo ID and fill out the form and take it to get notarized and provide the parent who's going to apply in person with the child with that information. If the whereabouts are not known or if the other parent is incarcerated, there's another info, and I will insert that into the video so you can see what it looks like of how to apply for your child's passport in person if it's only one parent. So the other concern is about passport fees, whether to get the book or the card. It's up to you as far as book or card, but what you want to know is you want to have the right funds when it's time to send it off. Because if you go, like I went to the courthouse, so they had a particular fee that they accept cash or card, but everything else has to be paid by money order or cashier's check. So you want to make sure you go over the fees, know exactly how much money you need at the exact dollar before you turn in your paperwork. You will need to print out the forms for your passport application. So make sure that you read through it, check off the correct boxes, whether you're paying for an adult or a child. There's different rates, so make sure you know how much money to have and have that correct amount. Get the money order for the exact amount.
Don't forget to get a passport cover for your passport so you could keep it in a safe place.
We ordered our covers on Amazon, Temu, even got a little initial for the kids. So get something fun that you can find, whether you put it in your drawer, your purse, wherever your hiding place is. Get something that you can see, and of course, travel more often and you'll know where it's at. When you get on a cruise ship, there will be a safe in the room that you can set up to lock in your personal documents, such as your passport or your birth certificate. I also usually carry a fanny pack, a waterproof fanny pack, in case you want to carry it around with you. I'm going to make another video about the essentials that I usually take on the cruise in another video, so look forward to that as I prepare for my cruise. I'll go into details about everything that, the tips and tricks of taking stuff. But you want to make sure that you do have your passport covered so you can keep up with it. And just because this lasts for like 10 years, you want to make sure that, it's in good condition. Again, you can travel with your birth certificate. You can go, if you don't have your birth certificate, you can go to the vital statistics office. It's really quick. I always went to the one in Pompano because it's only like 10 minutes. You have your photo ID and some other type of identifier. They print it out 15 minutes. I think it's about $15 or less for a copy. I usually, well, not usually, but I've gotten more than one copy just in case. It's up to you. I'll also drop a list of places to go get it at the end of this video for more information. So again, you can travel with your birth certificate or your passport. Just a friendly reminder that even though you need these things to get on the ship, you're also going to need them to get off the ship. So at the end of your cruise, when we're coming back into the port, we're going to go into two separate lines again, those who have their passport and those who have their birth certificate. And that's going to determine how fast, you get outside to get back on your way. So be sure to make up your mind of which one you're going to take, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye, cousins. Make sure to like and subscribe and look at more videos related to the cruise.
I love everybody, and at the end of the day gotta end.